Yes, this is KillaB-Rex, and you're on Kicking It with Killa. This is Dyno from Southern Rush. Super,
Yo, what you gonna do right now? Away to the house.
super stoked to have you on.
Yeah, solid stuff to be
I've
on.
never had such a legendary person sit in the seat, so I'm glad that we got you in here.
Solid, right on. I like to say that kind legend is a very polite way of saying old fuck.
Nah, no ways. Yes, well, so how we started off on this one is we usually bring it back to where it all started. So where you grew up, where you from?
Um, Born and raised, Waikauka, but
Okay.
Panaeva is my home. As soon as I was old enough to think that I was smart enough,
Yeah.
smarter than my parents, I went to
Panela.
Panaeva. Yes, for my early teens, went to Panaeva. That's where Sudden Rush was born. Actually,
Okay.
that's
Cherry.
where it was. Yeah, we first started performing. Was Sudden Rush was um, my ohana from Panaeva. Yeah.
Okay, Cherry. So how'd you guys end up meeting? From young kid kind or?
Panaeva or with
Oh yeah, with
Caleb
Southern
and
Rush.
Killa
Yeah,
guys. Yeah.
let's
So
go down.
Caleb used to come hang out Panaeva. Our first performance was at a concert at the Civic Rex and Effects concert.
Okay.
Um, Keala was actually there performing with the East Kawili boys.
Okay, so
Me, my cousin Tain, and Alfred went and performed as Southern Rush. Caleb was in the crowd for that one. And then Caleb and I hooked up not too long after that at a party in Panaeva. We were playing, and he came and he was, "Oh, I rap too, you know."
yes, he didn't do no pitch.
So, yeah, shit. We talked stories a bit, and I asked him, "We smoke?" Oh yeah, we went across the street, and we were pretty much best friends
Since
after
then.
that. Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
all.
And
So the
then
joint brought you guys together.
a joint brings a lot of people together.
100%. That's all.
Yeah.
So you guys wasn't even performing together already. So Southern Rush was hitting the stage already.
Yeah, small kind underground
Yeah.
party kind stuff. Yeah, we were
I don't
doing.
know if it's the same one, but I remember in Casey's episode, he brought up seeing you guys at a Civic show. So maybe that was the same
Ja,
one.
ja.
Yes. Um, we can even take it back to what you call it. So you said at first was like yeah. So when you went kind of like high school kind or out of high school already?
Well, my freshman year, I started smoking Pakalolo.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
when I started making my transition
Yeah,
to
cruising over
Panama, hang
there.
out
Yeah.
with the boys over there,
Yep.
getting into trouble.
And same with me, yeah. So I grew up right by the UH, and then when I started burning stuff, that's what the boys I was cruising with. It was all the Kill Call boys because they had the crib and I was cruising down there.
Nice.
you know. So like where what school you in?
I went to Waikea,
Okay.
Waikea Elementary through high school. Intermediate, I went to St. Joseph for
Okay.
a little bit,
Crazy.
and then I went back to Waikea. Yeah. I
Okay.
like to say I graduated from Honolulu High School.
Honolulu High
That's
School.
that's where I spent most of my time, home of the GED.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cherry. So you cruise on there. So you surf choke then?
Surf,
Yeah.
yeah. When we were in,
That's
when I
how.
was young, we spent a lot of time in the water.
So since you guys are hitting the stage already at Southern Rush, so when did Southern Rush form? It was just your cousins, you said?
Yeah, early '90s.
Yeah.
I think Caleb and I met in '92. So, Ethan Malumota, Maluman, um, legend, Hilo legend for sure. He was a good friend of ours,
Mm.
um, and he actually came up to Caleb and I at a party and suggested that we get together with Keala. And shit, 2 weeks after I knocked on Keala's door, we were on our first little tour. We did Coconut Island with Boss DJ Quick, Fifth Ward Boys, Ghetto Boys, Bushwick Bill, real hip hop
Yeah.
um, concert
Yeah,
on
cause
Coconut Island at night. Never seen it happen before. Never seen it happen since.
yeah,
Um,
that sounds lit. That sounds lit. Honestly, I
yeah,
never
good
did
fun.
a show down there. I've been to parties where we stay late,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that was good fun.
Ooh. So yeah, that's the thing I never knew because I actually was born in Colonside and I came in like sixth grade. So, but there was way more of a hip hop scene out here than back in the day. Yeah, because Casey was bringing up how it had all these bars he used to go to and all that thing.
I think there's always been um, a hip hop scene. There's always been at least some underground
Yep.
hip hop. Um, your pops used to do a
Yeah,
lot of security for
the script and all that.
tonic
Yeah,
shots.
yeah. So Tony gave
Um,
me my first show.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So tonic, especially here on the Big Island, I
Hmm.
think was responsible for a really dope era.
Yep.
He
Hundred
was the
percent.
guy who was really pushing and promoting
Yep.
hip hop shows. Yeah,
100%.
creating the opportunity for a lot of guys to hone their skills.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
not
gave me my
just
first.
not just showing up tonight, but understanding that he's going to keep doing this meant that guys were really working on
Yep.
their craft. Yeah, and you could see it. I think that it did a lot of good for the scene here.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Tonic is definitely. I attribute a lot of my success is straight up from Tonic because he taught me from a young age of how to present myself and stuff like that. Gave me my first shows. So the first time I actually saw you, we never meet or anything. I was just a young kid still, but was out in one show at the script, and because I was still burning at that time, and I was like, okay, chilling, and my dad was running the security, so I kind of just chilled over there while he worked and all that. It was like one day before or something. It was like rehearsals or something. You guys came with a big bag of weed, and I was like, oh, these guys get the load, and then the most nicest nugs ever. I was like, who are these guys? I gotta figure out who these guys are, and then I got to see you perform as I think it was Detox.
OD,
Yeah. OD, that's the
OD.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you guys killed that show, honestly. It was
solid,
so
right
crazy. I
on.
think it was like the Mayan Mayhem show or
That was
something.
fun. I remember that. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I guarantee you. So when did you guys start, so you brought up your first tour, so you was doing island tours kind around the
Well,
islands?
that tour in particular was 2 weeks. We had been together for 2 weeks. We wrote 8 songs, and we were able to
Put it
play a
together.
set. So um, that was fun. Like I said, we did Coconut Island, and then we did C5 club in Sand Island Military Club. We actually
Oh,
got booed
crazy.
going onto the stage because everything was running behind, and
Hmm.
they introduced this band, the locals from the Big Island, and the crowd was not having it. They booed so hard coming onto the stage, and
Yeah.
Caleb and I were in the hall, and I was like, "Oh, I was pumped! I was fuck, let's
Yeah.
go!" We went out, and hey, shit, first song, the swing,
Switch
swing,
them.
the crowd
Yeah.
went swing. Yeah,
Yeah, so
they
that's the
were
best
into it.
when you go out and then yours one was booing, but I never had down fully yet. But going out and everybody just sitting there, like kind of like, who's this guy? And then by the ending, you get them riding with you. It's
Yeah,
such an amazing feeling,
definitely.
you know.
Yeah.
So you guys, that's crazy to me too. That you guys gotta see his work, their work ethic. 2 weeks they was together. They had 8 songs and was already doing on tour. That's crazy.
I think that's the kind. I don't think that can be attributed to our work ethic. I think that we were all um, not particularly talented. I think that um, we were blessed, and I don't mean to sound cliche. I
No, no.
mean um, the way that everything happened for us um, was easy. Like I don't think that we worked particularly hard to make it happen. I think that we were just in the right time, in the right place at the right time. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think yeah, shit, everything kind of just fall into place and snowballed
Hmm.
for us. So um, being prepared to meet opportunity wherever that
Yeah.
is. Yeah, shit, I think we did a good job of rolling with it. We were definitely hungry for it,
Hmm.
for sure. We were willing to make those sacrifices. I think that's important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Honestly, I feel like that's one of the big downfalls and why people don't grow so quickly is that they don't capitalize on every single opportunity that presents
Mhm.
itself. Yeah, so that's super dope that you guys just went for it. So you guys had Big Island, you did Oahu. Was there other islands on that tour?
Kauai. We
Kauai?
went to Kauai.
That's
Kauai
crazy
was
though.
wild.
So three islands, 2 weeks in, 8 songs down. That's crazy. So what did you guys have a name for that tour?
No, no,
No,
that
just
was
was
just
let's go
promotions that
jam.
the kind Malo Man was working on. Um, they used to do some big concerts. You know, back in our time, shit, there was a time where I felt like Hilo was one of the party capitals of the
Mhm.
world. I mean, as far as underground goes, yeah, like I swear every weekend there was a party, and if there wasn't a party, there was a convoy. Yeah, there
Yeah,
were spots,
yeah.
common
Everybody
spots where we
meeting
would
at
go hang out. So um, very active, very different.
the nowadays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
Now
cannot hang out
everybody
the
hang out
kind, the
at home.
cops.
They can
I
party
think.
at the streams and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, shit, we the kind. We had a lot of fun with it back then, for sure.
That's cool. So when was the first time you started rapping? Like, what was your? Well, let's take it to what was your first music influences in life?
Fat Boys, Run DMC.
Okay, the OG stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I'm old.
Nah, nah, that's the same with me. It's kind of later in this stuff, but I used to watch the Run's House,
Mhm.
and so right after I started watching that, I deep dived into his music, and it is one of the big attributes to how much I love hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were. I was a kind. I used to spray and tag and
Okay, I never knew that.
pop and break.
So that's
I
why
was I
you
was
get
a
all
break
that nice
dancer, that
art.
kind. Well, I've always had a love for art in all of its infinite forms.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Cool. So we can go. Let's see. Um, how about like this one a little bit off too, but how about your? I know you like riding. When you started riding,
6 years old. I got my
6 years old.
first dirt bike when I was 6 years old.
So your family was in it.
My dad was hardcore, yeah, biker from back in the days. The club that we ride with is actually something that they started back in the 60s,
Oh, crazy.
Apostles Motorcycle Club. Um, he was uh, president of Statewide Ali's over here at Big Island um, for some time. Yeah. And when I was coming of age, I think my mom did a good job of taming him, and he
Yeah.
kind of left that whole scene. Um, I think so that it wasn't uh, an influence on my life. The biker culture back then was
Mhm.
um, different from what it is now, for sure. Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Okay, so he started leading away from it. So was there like a re-spark into it later in life then?
Yeah, when they were getting older, some of the kind, Mr. C, Mr. Kalik Don, Uncle Johnny, him and brother Jeff Earwood. Um, Jeff was good friends with my pops, and they would pump him up. They were flying the colors, the same colors,
Yeah.
that they were wearing back then, and telling him, "Come on, go get one bike. We go ride."
Yeah.
And um, yeah, he ended up getting a bike, and then I got a bike, and that actually helped us um, build a bridge. Me and my pops, so so much alike that we
But heads.
butt heads plenty.
Yeah.
We didn't always see eye to eye. Jeff um, helped us to find common ground a lot because him and my pops were he was kind of in between. So him and my dad were close, and then he and I were close, and
Mhm.
um, he would come, and I guess my dad would come see him, and oh my freaking son,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I
then I
bet.
come home, but my father, fucking guy. So he was able to help us kind of understand where
Each other is
each
coming
other was
from.
coming from, and that helped us to cross some bridges, yeah, without having to talk. Yeah, through
Mhm.
him we kind of had an understanding,
I see.
I think, and then that allowed us to just be present. Yeah,
Mhm.
to it did definitely changed our relationship. I think
Nice.
the way that he treated me, talked to me, yeah, it was different.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for that time. I'm thankful for the kind that for me is one of the biggest things when I ride. Um, a lot of it has to do with my father's legacy. I don't think I would even be with the club if not for my father's
Mhm.
legacy. But I'm thankful um, for having that in my life. Yeah, for sure. We got a good bunch of guys. We're very family oriented. I think the time that we spend together off the bikes is just as, if not more important than the time we spend on the bikes. Yeah.
Mhm. That's super cool. Yeah, and even when I see you guys out, like even when at Kalohe Fest, you guys were all real close together. Even them knowing that we was performing for them, they all gave us aloha and everything. So so now I brought up Kalohe Fest, so that was to, like you said, keep your father's legacy going. Yeah, yeah. So how much years already you guys threw?
I think we did, let me see, 15, 16, 15, 16. Oh,
That's crazy.
15. No, 15, 2 years off. 18, 19, COVID, 2 years,
Yeah.
and then 22. Yeah,
So five then.
yeah,
Yeah, that's charity.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'd like to tell you thank you because giving us that first Kolohe Fest event honestly really did push us in the direction that we are now, and I really
Solid.
appreciate that. We never saw it anything more than the boys just playing in on studio, just having fun, making music, and then we saw that we could actually make a lifestyle out of it and pursue it without worrying about the secondary lifestyle and having for use it as a hobby and making food life, right?
Mhm.
You know,
Can. Always can.
you know, yeah. So that was a big show for us. But speaking of big shows, what we like to always ask little factoids and stuff. So, what is the biggest show that you've ever done? Because I know you did huge ones. That's why if you go on your page, that literally every single show get 1,000 people in those crowd.
Nah, it's not always big shows.
Yeah,
But Ho'olaulia, KWXX, Downtown Hero Ho'olaulia is definitely the standout
yeah,
for me. Um we've done some other big shows. I've seen sold out Waikiki show. Um Nothing compares to
being in the whole
Ho'olaulia main stage is mental. Yeah.
yeah, even just being in the crowd is such a crazy energy. Give
It's
you chicken
electric.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so a whole lot there. That's super cool. That's one thing. Just me growing up in Kilo and stuff as a musician. That's like the ultimate goal. Everybody always like once I hit whole out there stage. That's like you made
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and you guys pretty much close them out almost every year too.
We've been fortunate. We have a really good relationship with KWXX,
Nice.
with the people within. They've been very supportive of Southern Rush and Southern Rush music from the jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, So definitely thankful for our Ohanan. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they literally put on so much people from Big Island, and I love it. Yeah, super solid of them. The shows they do too is unmatched. Really, like they just did the UB41. That was a huge one too. You get to go check that out now.
I was on Oahu,
Oahu, actually, you just did. It was up there for a huge, huge one too. Yeah,
Hawaii Fest. Yeah.
yeah. So, did you get to bless the stage for that one? Yeah.
No, no.
No.
I went to watch.
Support the boys.
Yeah, Kanaka Fire.
Yeah, they on
Um,
fire, just like their name
yeah,
right now.
yeah, yeah. They're doing good.
Yeah,
And they had a really good set at Hawaii Fest as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that one was a big one too.
yeah.
Honestly, Hawaii's finest really pops. It has been pushing the
Always,
edge right now.
always. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool. So let's think what else. I've seen just because for these interviews, I like Google stuff and I go looking all kind of stuff and try to check them out. And I remember, I think it was Nickelodeon you guys got invited to,
Um,
or what was it? It was something
Teen Choice.
Teen Choice.
Yeah,
That's
we
what it
did Teen
was.
Choice.
Teen
Yeah.
Choice Awards. That's
Mm.
how was that feeling getting that invite?
Um, that was. I I I think that was probably um the peak
Yeah.
of it all. Yeah, that was right before they pulled the rug out on us.
Oh, this
um,
guy.
yeah, but that was that was definitely an experience. That was one hell of a trip. We went Reggae on the River,
We on the
Northern
okay,
Cali.
dope.
Yeah, we did that, and then Universal Studios. We did the Teen Choice Awards. Got to rub elbows with shit all of the kind,
Yeah,
the elites. You know.
that's crazy. Yeah, it honestly shows too. The reason why I feel you guys are such an influence, not only in Hawaiian culture with speaking Olelo and you guys rapping stuff, but just showing the community that if you really push for something, you can achieve it.
Mhm. Okay.
And that's how. And then you still jamming choke shows. You guys traveling all the time. Every time I look at your
That's
Instagram,
a
you're not
trip for
else.
me. Like I understand. I think I understand how hard it is to make a mark in the music industry to begin with.
Hmm.
Especially trying to do hip hop here in Hawaii. I've seen
Hmm.
a lot of people try. A lot of people do hip hop, and
Yo,
it's really hard to make a mark. It's really hard um, to get in the kind. Um, to get to the point where you're gigging consistently.
yo.
Yeah. So to be doing it, um, we're in our fourth decade. Yeah, 30
Okay,
plus years now.
that's
Um,
crazy.
we've been doing this. So yeah, shit, me. A lot of times I feel like shit. I'm an old fart. There's a lot of days where I don't always my brain trips me out
Mhm.
sometimes. I don't always get the positive reinforcement from my brain. So a lot of times I'm in my own head,
Yo,
feeling like shit. I'm too old for this shit, you know.
no, yeah,
Um, but I cannot help but feel like it's still so much fun. Yeah,
yeah,
why not? When I look around at our circle, um, I see a lot of happy people. I see smiling faces. I see guys who are really enjoying the journey. Um, it's not always easy. There's, um, especially as of late, I think there's times where I get choked up,
hmm,
living in the moment, and feeling like, "Frick, I wish he was here.
hmm,
Yeah, I wish he could see this. I wish he could feel this. Yeah." Um, Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So yeah, so that's it. Definitely, I can definitely see how that is because one of the guys that did FTH, he passed away, and to see the level that we got to, never, definitely not even close to your guys' level, but to see it came from us sitting in a room just writing raps just for the fun of it to taking it seriously. it means so much to me, and I can only imagine how much it it weighs on you as well. And like just to go back on what you were saying, I don't know if it's like a Hawaii boy thing or something, but sometimes the self doubt too is probably the biggest enemy of ours.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
there is no greater enemy for me than the guy that lives inside my
Yeah.
head. For real. Um, Conquering the world around us, I think, is easy
Yeah.
um, in comparison. Yeah. So that's why I like to say the kind discipline, discipline above all things, discipline above passion, above motivation, above all of those things that make a person great. Discipline. Yeah,
Yeah.
because discipline shows up on the days that motivation isn't present, that passion isn't present. Discipline is the thing that will make you wake up, even
Yep.
though you don't like wake up, get dressed and go do what gotta do, even though you don't feel like doing it. And it's what you do on the days that you don't feel like showing up
That
that make the
matters.
greatest difference. I feel like um, being successful isn't is less about being prepared um, for a moment and more about being willing to step up and meet
Yep.
that moment. Yeah, I think that success comes from action more
Hmm.
so than it's going to come from preparation. You can go study, you can go learn, you can go prepare all you want, and a lot of that is, in fact, I just was reading about this. A lot of that um, in a sense is wasted time because while you're learning, someone else is on the job already making
Yep.
adjustments. They've made mistakes that they've already the kind made adjustments for and are finding a way through. Yeah, they're
Hmm.
not. Yeah, so uh, what they say the kind um shit.
No worries.
Is it a plan without action? Plan without action is just a dream. Shit, something like that.
Something like
Fucking
that.
cut
Yeah, I
that
think
the
I know what
kind.
you're talking about. But no, no, for real though. So what I told I was just having a conversation with one of the guys that comes in here. He has a bunch of music recorded, ready to drop and stuff, but he just keeps holding it because he's waiting and waiting for it to be perfect. And sometimes you just gotta go. Like if you waiting for that moment till you learn all the skills you need or anything like that, but by that time you could have went through all the battles you needed to do to reach that same goal and actually be in the field rather than now you're stepping in the door.
Don't wait for the perfect day. Pick a day and make it perfect.
Yes, I like that one. And I seen with this podcast. That's what I try to do with them is just try to. I've always thought of this from a young age. So that's the thing about me is like the reason why I'm in hip hop and all that is because I love culture kind of things,
Mhm.
and that's I feel Hawaii has such a huge culture that isn't told like the rest of the world. So I feel like that's why I wanted to set up this podcast to show the histories and show the things that are never said that probably will fade away if it's not said. And that's why I'm trying for jam this and just getting up every day. Sometimes it's hard, like you said, it's getting up and being like, oh, I gotta go studio for do
Mm-hmm.
something when I could just chill at home and smoke some weed and just chill. But just the like you said, the days that it's harder for go out and do it is the days that matter.
Yeah.
You know. So he go off topic a little bit on this one. So we asked this on every single one so far. What is your top five snacks that you like? You a candy guy? You like Kyle? He like poke bowls, I guess, as his snack. He said midnight snack.
So my all-time favorite, um, my all-time favorite, stoner snack. Yeah,
So,
come home blasted, right? Uh, good sized bowl, ice cream, cereal, milk.
Hey, that sounds fun. Mix them out.
Oh,
Oh, that's
rah,
the one. I haven't did that in a while, but
rah.
when you get into that texture, it's me.
So that's my all-time favorite. Definitely not my current favorite because if I try to eat that kind of stuff now, I'll have to pay for it twice. Yeah, my stomach not good with the kind.
The dairy.
My current favorite snack is dried bananas.
Dried bananas.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cherry,
Island
like the chips
Naturals.
kind. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the ingredients is dried bananas.
Yep.
I've been trying to be aware of what I put in my mouth.
100%.
Um, um, Food today is the kind suspect. Got to be wary
Yep.
of what we're eating. Yeah, I think processed, packaged, manufactured is no good.
Mm.
So um, the way that I snack now is conscious of that. I guess you could say. So the bananas is my
Yep.
favorite. That's without having sugar. It's sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can
So
smash the whole
different
bag and
and
not
not
feel
worry about.
guilty about it.
Yeah,
And I eat
exactly.
bananas. You know,
Yeah.
um,
No, that's the same with
peanuts.
the what we've been thinking about is. So I watched this video where it was talking about we eat a whole bunch of steaks, we eat vegetables and stuff like that, and people from like third world or I guess third world countries not the one, but in the areas they still eat steak off of the cow and all that same thing, but the difference is that they don't eat processed foods. I feel like that's the one that's suspect. And you say it's a
Absolutely.
process. What is in the process?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's all changing though.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You saw they just passed the thing,
yeah,
for like dyes and stuff
yeah.
out of our
They're gonna
food
start holding these food companies accountable.
accountable.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. I'm super glad about that. Just because now I have a new baby too, and now I'm starting to be more aware of. It's almost I care about her well being more than my well being.
And it's
And
at whatever it takes. That's a
yeah,
great reason to do it for sure.
yep, exactly. Okay, so um, we also like to ask for an artist that never got into the studio and probably was sitting at home listening to. I've met people that said this actually, that was listening to Sudden Rush and it sparked some creativity and they just wrote one verse but never got to step in the studio. What is the 5 things you would tell them?
Um, Keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's if it's something that you're passionate about, you can't do it enough. I don't think that you can spend too much time on it. Um, I think, yeah, I think that it takes 100 songs
Yep.
sometimes to write something of significance. Yeah.
Mhm.
So keep writing, keep the kind, keep pursuing it. Um, Realistically, I think we're functioning now in an industry that isn't what it used to be.
Mhm.
When we came into the industry, um, there were labels. Yeah, labels did a lot to promote and market these projects.
Mhm.
Um, Now it's a lot of independent stuff. There's the labels, for the most part. I wouldn't say crumbled, but that's uh,
The
in the
passed away
big
of these.
industry. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that a lot of talent now is because the industry is garbage
Mhm.
right now. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, and
Truth though,
just
yeah.
my opinion, but if you look at the imagery um, uh, that we're seeing in these award shows, if you look at if you think about the content that's in a lot of this music, a lot of what's being pushed, a lot of what's being talked about in today's music, it's garbage. The
Mhm.
fact that Beyonce got country album of the year
Yeah, that's
is
wild.
laughable.
Yeah.
That's Yeah, that's insane to me. Um, so I think that that goes a long way. in regards to kind of give you an idea of what the music industry is like, what it's about today. Yeah, I think the general public understands that that's garbage,
Mhm.
um, and we're latching on to, or um, I love the kind. So each year I um, start a new playlist. So 25 vibes. It's been 22, 23, 24. Now it's
Mhm.
25 vibes, and it's um, the top of the playlist from 24, yeah, gets put in. This is the stuff
Yeah.
that's
Still
really
like listen
vibing
to,
right
yeah.
now, yeah, and that starts the list, and from there I'll keep adding, and it's stuff that I hear on TV, in the movies, or
Yeah.
um, on Instagram. If you're interacting with new artists,
Yeah.
you spend time watching, you follow, it'll show you more uh talent,
About,
yeah,
yeah,
more
yeah.
of the kind.
Yeah.
um so I yeah, I love discovering new artists. I love hearing new music. I love being inspired, and I don't think that the music industry,
It's really
um
feeding us that
the
kind,
big
yeah.
industry is doing a good job of providing us with the
Yeah.
content that
Yeah.
people really want.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
second that because back in the day, you would have those like key artists that every single person had in their libraries. Nowadays, it's more like even when I ask people, so that's like a topic I bring up whenever I talk to people, like what kind of music that you listen to. They always have some type of underground kind of artist, or not even underground, but one that you wouldn't consider
Not
mainstream.
mainstream, yeah.
And it's in this age, you can really get intimate with the artist because they put out so much and they I know you post him a few times, Russo or whatever. I'm pretty sure I saw you post on
The Russell.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Larusso. His stuff is like probably one of the ones I'm so intrigued with is because he's pushing out so much and he's not the biggest artist ever, but he's the one that's been providing me the content that I feel is what I would like to hear in the
He's
mainstream.
probably one of, if not the biggest independent hip hop artist, I think,
100%.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really pushing that independent. We work for our stuff and not relying on labels and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And the ordinary way of going about selling music and all that kind of stuff. So that's super cool. Um, what else can we bring up? So when I heard that on top of your other podcast, you started learning Alelo a little bit more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How's that mission going?
I've been slacking
Yeah.
as of late, but I have um definitely learned quite a bit. I think it was over 500 words
And
um,
that's you can write a
to
book
this
with five
point. So
hundred.
starting to be able to form sentences.
Mhm.
Um,
Has it gotten easier to understand when people speak it?
more
Yeah.
and more. I wouldn't say it's gotten easier, but I do find myself picking up on more words
Mhm.
that kind of help me understand what people are talking about.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely have a journey ahead of me as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot more for me to learn.
Mhm.
I just did on Boboi's Shoot the Cruise
Oh, sick.
remix. He just released that
Actually, yeah, I just heard it. It's
recently.
actually super fire.
Yeah. Solid, right on.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
really like that one. Yeah.
But that's my first attempt at writing Olelo Hawaii
Yeah.
hip hop. Yeah.
Well, you killed it. So that
Thank
verse
you.
is super
Thank you.
dope. I love not to be all weird, but I really like your music because it's that almost like laid back and like the raspiness of it. It's just that I'm not trying too hard. I'm just doing what I gotta do and jam, and I feel like that laid back feel is what resonates with me so much.
Solid. Thank you.
Yeah. My bad. You like on drink or anything?
No, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, drink.
Thank you.
Um, any big project you guys planning on or anything like that?
Um, I wouldn't say any big project. There's um, a bunch of stuff that I hope I have the time to finish. I've been working on my solo project for um, over 20 years now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that's always taken the back burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, to Sudden Rush. Sudden Rush has always
Mhm.
come first. So over the years, like I would create new music, and then we would go gig someplace, and in the car, I'd be like, "Hey, check this out," and everybody gets hungry, and we go make some new music, Sudden
Yeah.
Rush music, and put it on the back burner,
Yeah.
and um,
Now you can kind of focus on it a little
well,
bit
so
more.
now the kind, yeah, we did that last Sudden Rush album. There's still more Sudden Rush music. We
Okay, cool.
actually
That's what I was gonna ask.
this week um, finishing one with Wheels. Yeah, that guy is an extraordinary
Yeah, Wills is
talent,
so talented.
unbelievable. So stoked with what he was able to do with this new single. Um, we got Killa stems for that as well. So full Sudden
Yeah,
Rush
yeah,
track. So there's that. We're hoping to release that soon. And then working on some cool Kanaka United stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna have Kapili and Bufo get into the
okay.
studio the beginning of next month.
Nice.
Try and work on some stuff for
Start
them. I'd
jamming.
like to help Caleb with his music as well. Caleb's got a library of hits. That guy has got some really good music. So yeah, I'd like to do what I can to
Hmm. Help him
help
get
him
him
the
out
kind.
there.
Yeah, get it out. I think so. I heard this saying once, it's not a gift until you share it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that one.
So, yeah, I think it's important for us to get these things out. Yeah, it's a testament of the time and space that we lived in. It's who I
Exactly.
am in the time and space that I lived. Yeah, I
Yep.
think our music lives, um, hopefully, yeah, carries on for generations.
Mhm.
Um, I do believe that um, what we put out there, I think a lot of what we had to say with the time that we've had
We're in
is stuff that's going to be relevant um, generations from now. So
100%.
yeah, shit. Hopefully the kind um, we have the time, yeah,
To get them
to
all
to
out, yeah.
finish some of these projects. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Because I battled the same thing. Like, it's funny you said that because my I did my mixtape and I started working on my album when I was 19. I turned 30 this year. I'm like, I'm like 2 songs deep of the whole album. I'm like, the FT stuff kind of takes the front burner, and then I just kind of put down back. But I feel like right now, with the studio and stuff, we can kind of do both at the same time and kind of get those projects out. And another thing you said was that the music that we put out is kind of like not exactly what you said, but it's gonna be our legacy for whatever generations or however long it stays around. But I I've always dropped music because I figured if I pass away by the time it doesn't get out, it's gone forever and nobody
Yeah.
has access.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm glad that you still pushing them. That even this last project, there was a lot of Killa verses that probably would have never seen the
Yeah.
light if you guys didn't push it out. You know, I like that. What did you call them? Post hubris or something like that. Yeah. After they pass away, it comes out. Mac Miller's dropping one in like a month or two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So his mom guys actually so his mom started looking through his stuff and he had a song that talked about after he passes away, he hopes that his mom releases all his music. And she took that in and she looked through his stuff. He had sketches of his next album cover and stuff. So they just went full ham with it. And I think it's April it drops. So hopefully
Nice.
check that one out. You know, um, so for you have features with people nobody could even like think would match together, and you guys make it work so clean. But who was one of the artists that you guys got to work at as Sudden Rush with that was the most mind blowing, like artistry wise?
Um, should I have to say Fiji, Fiji,
Fiji,
and Uncle Willie K.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what Fiji was able to bring to our music.
Hmm.
Yeah, shit. I think Night Marchers.
Yep.
Yeah, for example, I think the kind it's one of probably one of the most
The
requested songs when we're out there gigging. And I don't think it's because of what we brought to, to the song. It's for sure because of what Fiji did um, on that hook.
yeah,
Yeah,
it just brings out that real like, not, I don't want to say griminess, but like that
big. Like
yeah,
uh, you can hear the church, the gospel
yeah.
influence in the way that Fiji performs.
Hmm.
Yeah, the way that he does his stuff in the studio. Um, Uncle Willie K, for sure.
So you guys got to be in
Um,
the studio with him?
yeah, well,
Yeah.
Uncle Willie K is a kind. He's yeah, he's a phenomenal talent. He went in with his guitar and shit effortless. He makes it look easy. We're not in there spending a lot of time. I think I might spend more time trying to do vocals for one track than he did to
The whole
get the
song.
guitar and smash his vocals on it. You
Nice.
know,
So
um,
how'd that song come about?
we did run with him and Roots Radical.
Okay.
Yeah, Roots Radical, another one of the kind.
The
Those
monumental
steady
ones.
requested the kind songs. And Uncle Willie K. I remember uh, at Ken Kane's studio, Poor Recordings on Oahu. He came there to do his stuff.
Mhm.
And then when everything was pow, um, I went to ask him, hey, so what we owe you? And he went, I'll go drink, I'll go meet my friends. Yeah, after this, maybe some drinking money. Oh, okay. So I went back inside. I hit up my cousin Sammy, cuz so he gave me $100. I went back outside. Yeah, and he went, "Oh boy, Uncle no can drink that much. Give me $20."
That's great.
So he came, he did the song, and that's what he took $20
That's
for go drink with his
crazy.
friends. After I thought that was the coolest shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
pretty
Gee,
cool.
I don't drink that much. Give me less. That's
Yeah,
funny. Um, so on I think it was the last project too. You have Ben Kaili doing some slack key on him.
yeah,
Yeah, so he's super dope. Carly, my other half, she grew up with him and stuff. So he's gonna. She just asked him to do some stuff on top of our project too.
nice.
So hopefully we can get some.
That's another kind. That's another Big Island legend right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So it is a funny one that I listen to like all the time, and it's probably not the one that everybody talks about, but the Aloha Ladies one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I listen to that in my car all the time. My chick probably don't like it the best, but I love that song.
it's a fun one. It was a
Yep.
fun one.
You can just tell you guys was having fun while you guys did them too.
That's for sure not something that I would write today. That's an old one. Yeah, Aloha Ladies was
Yeah.
from when we were young, when we were still living that life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose one song, what do you think was one of the biggest songs that Sudden Rush did, or one of the songs that means the most to you?
Hawaii 3000. I've probably cried more times on stage during doing Hawaii 3000 than I have with just about any other song.
Yeah, because you guys get the
Um,
crowd
not
into it
not one
now.
cry baby, just so full of
Joy.
pride. Yeah, pride. Like and yeah, ultimately joy. Lately, uh, thinking about Keala sometimes
Hmm.
get me messed up on stage. Um, too. But that song, um, yeah, if you listen to all of our lyrics
Hmm.
in that song, I think that's a heavy one.
Yeah, you
Um,
guys definitely took the. I can just think of how you guys was while you guys was writing it. You guys were on a mission to actually do something with it.
Shout out to Uncle Mickey Ioane. Yeah, Ioane Ohana. Thankful for all of you. Yeah. So Uncle, you guys know Uncle Mickey Ioane. Ria Paneva is
Yes.
a writer of
Okay.
Hawaii 78. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
Mike Ioane,
Yeah.
say it right now on
Yep. Yep.
KXX. His father.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncle Mickey.
Crazy.
He wrote Hawaii 78. Yeah.
That's one guy I actually just messaged to get on here too, because he's been at their throats with the radio.
Yeah.
Every single couple weeks, I hear something else. He get
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah. They're plugging it hard too. I heard that quite a few times today.
Yeah.
Like it. Yeah. Say it.
Nice. Good. Um. What else? So we didn't talk much about Killa, honestly. I'll just tell a little spiel about mine. Malaye. So when Malaye guys came to Hilo High, that was like I was one of his first friends that we cruised with, and we just cruised since he moved to Hilo till we graduated. Every single day, he would come pick me up for school and stuff. I'd sleep over his house,
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
and I never realized who his stepdad was. I would always go and he'd be like, "Oh, this is my stepdad." I'll shake his hand, everything, and it was two lives basically. Because I'd always listen to Sun and Rush, and then this was Malaya's dad, and then after when the funeral came up, I put it all together, and I was like, "That is crazy. That's the guy we would eat dinner with and stuff like that."
Oh.
Yeah. So, when did you guys start doing? I know you guys did a lot of um like mentoring at schools and stuff like that. Just I guess what you'd call them like speeches at schools. When did you guys start doing that?
Pretty early on. Um, yeah, pretty early on.
Yeah.
I think schools also quickly recognized that that's the REI's guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's actually been a while since
Did it.
we did
Yeah.
schools. Yeah. Um, we were actually banned from public schools for a while
What?
for jumping in the pool at Hilo High. We did one at Hilo High. This was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, performing on stage, all the student body up in
Yeah.
the stands, and I actually the stage was like
The
right
next to
next
the
to the
pool.
pool,
Yeah.
so we were performing, and I lost my balance. I dropped the mic, and shit, I'm going in.
Might as well just make a
Yeah,
look
so
cool.
I
Huh?
pop a little suicide, yeah. Shit, and I swear I came up and then kids coming out of the stands, yeah,
That's
rushing the pool.
crazy.
So yeah, everybody's trying to get the kids stopped and get back to their
Yeah.
seats. That I guess was chaos for them, and yeah, we were banned from public schools for a
That's a
while
wild
after that.
story. Yeah. I wonder if there's anybody that watches that remember that. Like, oh, I remember when they came to our school.
Hey,
So
you was there? Put me in the comments.
yeah, yes. Um. So maybe we bring up some more stories like that. Like So what is some things? Maybe a story that you think somebody could learn something from maybe a more negative thing that you guys did that taught you guys, because the best lessons is the ones that we mess up on.
Oh, um, don't go too fast. Yeah, shit. I think that we were all too willing to explore all of the fringe benefits that
Mhm.
the music industry was willing to provide, um, and that cost us a lot of time.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, Caleb and I, we both went through episodes at different times, um, where yeah, shit, we lost time um, due to our addictions. Yeah, for me, back in the 90s, 98, I checked myself into bisec. Um, Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, my family, my friends, everybody tried, you know. Um, yeah, not just the kind. I needed help. Isaac took
Yeah.
me to New Hope,
Okay.
and I feel like it was that's I don't I never felt like Bisac saved me. I think it took me back to the one person who could.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we still go to New Hope today.
Okay.
I try to have a good conscious relationship um, with my Lord and Savior.
Mhm.
But yeah, for sure, um, don't go too fast in the music industry. I mean, there's um,
A lot of distractions and
a lot of distractions. Yeah, drugs, wahines. Um, yeah, it's fun.
yeah.
Living in the moment, it's fun. Um, but it's easy to get caught up.
Mhm.
Yeah, and when you get caught up, it can cost you time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the most important things. I mean, um, if I can give it, I talked about it on the Max Gaines podcast, was that um, seize the day. Yeah, do not take today for granted. Um, Kind of what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, success comes from action, not from planning or preparing, but
Mhm.
from acting. Yeah, getting out and doing it. So, um, yeah, tomorrow's never promised, and shit, I can tell you for sure that time flies,
Mhm.
especially when you're having fun.
Yep.
You know, um, you put your head down one day, and literally decades
yeah.
will have gone by. Because I swear it wasn't that long ago that we got started. But here we are,
Mhm.
you know, um, now, and shit, I'm the kind. I'm one of the old dogs, still having fun,
Yeah.
but
That's the
thankful,
main thing.
thankful every day. Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I feel like that's one thing that as a kid I never understood, and now it makes so much sense when they tell you don't grow up too fast and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Back then, the 4 years of high school feels so long, and now I've been out of high school for 10, 15 plus years, and it's like, oh, that went faster than the high school
Yeah.
years. so,
Every year of our life is a smaller part of it, fraction
yep.
wise. Yeah. If you look at it, 1/10, yeah, 1/20th, one
Mhm.
fiftieth, yeah. So
That's a perfect
every
way to
year
see it.
becomes a smaller part of your life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good way to look at it because that's why it seems like it's going much faster because
Yeah.
it's nice. I like that. So, have you, I know you guys travel a lot, so have you ever thought of, um, doing, you guys actually did an international tour, actually. You guys went to, was
No,
it, no?
no. Never been anywhere that requires a passport.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. I was
You guys ever
supposed to
think
go
of
to
doing it?
Kain. I was supposed to go with Manamaoli when they first went to New Zealand,
Hmm.
and that chicken shit. Yeah.
yeah, so you just never went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes those big ones, especially the plane. I don't know if it's the same with you, but I struggle with the plane. Once I get there, I'm fine. Once I get back, I'm fine. But to get me onto the plane is one mental battle that
Oh yeah.
I have. Even for book the trip, my other half, she always like going. I'm like, I like go too, but
I love to travel.
yeah,
I feel like I'm programmed to sleep on flights.
yeah,
Yeah, just used to
crash.
it. Yeah.
That's how. um, is there any? Let me see. So there was a couple more things I know I wanted to bring up. Um, What studio were you guys first recording out of?
Um, our first recording, our
Yeah.
first demo was cassette.
Okay, so you guys was just
Was
jamming
an
like
old
that.
boombox, dual cassette tape. One side was the beat, one side was a blank tape, and the mic hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
That's the way that we did our first
That's
recording. That's what we sent to Rob.
that's
So
cool.
Rob Onikia, Radical Rob Onikia, Way Out West Enterprises, Pure Entertainment. Um, Rob was the producer on all four albums. Um, the last album was Rob and Star,
Mm.
um, Star Alanes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, shit. It's been with Rob. We've worked in all kinds of studios
Yeah.
though, all over the
But
place.
he produced pretty much
He's
all
been
of
the
them.
main producer
So
of
you
Southern
saw
Rush
the
music. Him and
change.
the Kind Star. So Star also did In Your System,
Okay.
um, Hoku, Hoku Aki.
Yeah.
He's
Good
Ready for
stuff.
Party. He did a lot of stuff on the Ready for Party EP.
Cool.
I like working with um, Hoku. Hoku and Star are actually the kind. Um, I've been doing a lot of stuff with them. Um, Wills, yeah, Wills is a hammer.
Yeah, his studio got fire coming out of it every single time. Every single song that comes out of it is just gold.
Mm, yeah.
So you saw the era from back in the day to what you call it. So when I went to recording connection school, my teacher was old school, and he said, "Before I teach you the doll, you gotta learn it the OG way." So we actually did the record, and we had to like cuddle them and like tape them together so it
Oh,
sound good again. Yeah. So how do you feel the new dolls help out an artist
I,
like
I
Logic and
I
stuff?
think the kind, um, like the industry, yeah, where a lot of um the talent is independent. A lot
Hmm.
of what we're really listening to is um independent. I think um the accessibility, yeah, to studio equipment, the fact that we
Hmm.
can have it in this little folding
Yeah, exactly.
box, yeah. I think that's important. I don't think that we have um the talent that we're seeing without that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. What else? There's one I just remembered that was like a real good one. So who was like your when you first started rapping and stuff? Who you said Run DMC and stuff like that, but who was the one that you were listening to when you first wrote your first rap time? Like who was the one that was like, I'm gonna write?
Shit, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, same guys. Fat Boy, Run
Yeah, Fat Boy.
DMC, Kumo D, freaking, um, yeah,
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
And
Um,
then your first time writing, was it with people or was it just on
so
your
when
own
I
time?
first started writing, I was um changing the words to their verses.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So their flow,
yeah,
but changing the
with your
words to
words.
match the kind. Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
people here can relate to,
Hmm.
what we were talking about.
Nice. That's super cool. That's a dope one. Yeah, because that's how a lot of people did. I think it was trying to think whose documentary I was watching, but they said that's exactly how they started. Was they would take verses that are already made and they would kind of just critique it to make it their own, and nobody ever knew that because they turned it into something that they meant. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like they were taking somebody else's stuff. It was strictly, this flow resonated with me, and I'm gonna speak about it through that flow. Yeah, so that's a super cool way to look at it. That's crazy that you did that as well. I can't think of who it was. Um, think it was Vince Staples, maybe, or someone like that. Yeah, I can't think of what rapper it was. Yeah, but okay, what else can I say? Is there anything else you was thinking of bringing up that you would like the listeners to know about?
Nothing I can think of. No.
Yeah. Um. So I'd like to bring up you're kind of the reason why. So you kind of know the backstory about how FTH started to kind of slow down and all the beefs we had that kept us from keeping on. But you are actually the reason why we started back up. Is that Kikau hit me up and I was like, Shane told me we gotta get over our stuff and we gotta just work again and all those little bickering stuff that we was so about doesn't really matter in the long run,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped us get back on the horse. And even though Kikau isn't fully a part of it anymore, I still appreciate and love the guy, and he is a big part of FTH. But I just wanted to say thank you for that because
Right
now
on.
we back on it, and now we gonna keep grinding super hard. Yeah.
Solid. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would say that Kiala would bring up about a tip to an artist? Like, what was Kiala's mission in making his music?
Um, Kiala comes from a really good family. He was a good, God fearing man.
Mhm.
Um, I think the story of our people um, was really important to
Mhm.
him. I think that um, our relationship with Christ was very important
Mhm.
um, to him. What was the question again?
So in his music, what do you think he? What was the thing that he would focus on whenever he would write and stuff like that? Like, what inspired his message?
Culture for sure.
Culture,
Pride in um,
being
culture,
Hawaiian. Yeah.
Hawaiian language, and culture for sure. That was, uh, I'm sure, the driving force behind the way that we created music.
Mhm.
He was, as far as Southern Rush goes, if you ask me who my greatest influences are, yeah, I've got some personal kind, yeah,
Yeah.
Junior Gong, um, Method Man,
Mhm.
um, but Keala is without a doubt the biggest influence that there has been on Southern Rush music.
Nice.
Um, yeah, shit, you know, night marches. We actually the kind he wanted to write about the night marches, and then we had to go read about Kuakahipo.
Mhm.
Yeah, um, yeah.
That's
So
Terry. So he's
um,
like, we got to write about this
through
and
our music, we learned a
learn.
lot. I learned a lot about the movement for sure because of our involvement with Southern Rush. I believe our first gig on Oahu, if I'm not mistaken, was at the Iolani Palace. You know, we just had
Yeah, you guys just
the
did it.
honor of playing at the Palace again on January 17th this past year. Um,
Yeah. Even just watching it through Instagram, I could feel the chicken skin obvious.
we actually we actually flew in early for that one. I wanted the young guys to see and feel why we make music the way that we make music. So we were able to go on the march
Okay.
from the mausoleum to the palace. Yeah. So yeah, they got to the kind, got to see the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids chanting them down, coming through
Hmm.
the city. Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
it's it's heavy. It's something definitely worth the experience
Hmm.
if you guys get a chance. Yeah, highly recommended. Every year on the 17th, yeah, they're marching from the mausoleum to Iolani Palace, and then it's a day full of speakers. Yeah, education.
Hmm.
Um, people talking about the kind, yeah, our issues, the issues that we face as people and the things that we can do moving forward. So definitely something to
Check out.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that the guys got to be a part of it.
Yeah, next year I'm definitely gonna try just because I could feel it through Instagram and too. I gotta experience it firsthand. Um, Speaking of that kind of performance, you guys also performed in the Hokus this last year too. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
how was that?
that was that was a heavy one. I love we've actually had the opportunity a couple times now to sit in with Sons of Yeshua. Um,
Their their music
oh, they're
is
so
super
good.
good.
Yeah, I love sharing the stage with them. That
Hmm.
was definitely core memory, something I'll remember for the rest of my life for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool. And then so you guys won the Hokus too, or
yeah, we
yeah?
won hip hop album of the year.
And what
Yeah,
year was that?
2024.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
That must be so crazy, and it probably was a big one because I used to work for Kwai, and he brought up that he went with you guys. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So how did Kwai get a part of the Southern Rush movement?
Kwai is the godfather of my son. He's one of my oldest and closest friends. He's someone who's seen me at my worst and loved me unconditionally.
Nice.
Yeah, I
We
give the
all
guy
need that,
credit
guys.
for being able to put up with me. Um, but he does it, and he does it well, and I'm definitely thankful for him. Kwai is a hustler. He's always been a hustler. So um, yeah, back in the day, I think he saw the potential in what we were doing, and he wanted to get involved, and he had a lot of good ideas, and he would come and talk to me, and I would tell him, shit, go to kind, go do, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like no, come talk to me about your ideas,
yeah,
go make it
yeah,
happen, yeah,
yeah.
go show the kind, and that's pretty much how it started. Is he went out and made phone calls and created opportunities, um, and yeah, from there the kind he's been involved since.
That's all.
Yeah, he's still that's my partner today. That's still the guy that um does a lot of the footwork behind the scenes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and would you suggest artists to have that type of guy? Because sometimes it helps you focus on the music, and you don't have to do as much of the back side of it.
So for sure, the business part of the music industry isn't always fun.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
hard to.
having that buffer, yeah, to handle the business does make it does take off quite a
Some
bit
of the
of pressure.
stress.
Like
Yeah.
even with Kanaka Fire, Rands was doing a lot of the booking and stuff, and it can be overwhelming.
Yep.
And they've recently got Harlan Tomi Mana,
Nice.
Polynesian Underground, to help them with their booking and stuff
And
like
he's
that. So
solid.
I do believe that that's um, going to work well for both sides.
Yep.
Yeah. Takes a lot of pressure off of Rance for sure. It looks like he's having more fun,
Yeah.
you know. Um, so yeah, for sure. I think that if you can afford to do it, it definitely makes sense to have someone who can handle the kind, help take care,
The business
take
side.
some of the pressure off of the artist,
Yep.
so that we can create, so we can be in our element, yeah, be present and have fun with it. Because shit,
Exactly.
if it's not fun, then it's hard to
Enjoy
keep
it.
doing it. Yeah, shit. That's why we're, like I said, yeah, shit. As long as I look around the circle and see that guys are still enjoying it, then it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense not to do it.
Exactly. That's one thing I always said. That at one point, there's a lot of rappers in my circle that was like quitting music and stuff, and you never fully have to quit music. You can take breaks and stuff like that, but to quit music is ridiculous.
I think music has to be a labor of love first.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I everybody wants to be on the big stage. Everybody wants to be under the bright lights. Um, I think that if that's what drives you, um, probably gonna have trouble getting there.
Yeah.
I think that you gotta love the music first. You
Mhm.
gotta love creating. You gotta love the process of creating.
Yeah, I like that.
Um, I think that when you do that, when you love creating, when you love
Everything comes together.
playing, you love performing, yeah, when you love those things, you spend more time doing it, and that's I think ultimately what gets you to the big stage, that
Mhm.
gets you under the bright lights. It's hard to work for those opportunities. I think it's more important to work on your craft.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that that comes from the kind, like I said, passion for sure, but it has to be a labor of love first.
Yeah.
The term starving artist is very real. There's gonna be, I mean, if it's something that you're committed to, then you gotta understand that there's gonna be some times that
Yeah.
it's gonna fucking test you. It's gonna test you, and I think that's why we see a lot of people quit, because it does get hard. It isn't always easy. You
Yep.
know, it isn't always fun. Um, and sometimes shit, it might feel like it's not worth it. Yeah, and we
Mhm.
see guys walk away from the game, but um yeah, ultimately shit, no one outside of ourselves decides whether or not
That's true.
we the
Yep.
kind
100%.
get to succeed. Yeah, it's everything. It's always on us as individuals. Shit, I yeah,
Back on that, we are our biggest enemies.
yeah, yeah.
But so since we were talking about the back end and doing the business part, I know you started doing all the clothing and stuff too. Yeah, he's Casey on top his own. He was saying you're helping him with his clothing line and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
And
another thing I've been having fun with. Yeah,
yeah,
more art.
yeah,
Um, yeah, clothing is something I wanted to get into from when we were young.
yeah,
Um, but dreams cost money.
yeah, 100% a lot.
Yeah, and this clothing venture hasn't been cheap.
Yeah,
Um, but it's been worth it.
nice. You
Um,
guys breaking barriers like the clothes that you guys drop is not something you normally see. You guys
I'll let
are
right
doing
on.
reaching to levels that it's not just t-shirts that you printed on slogan on and you went with it. It's stuff that's really meaningful to your guys' brand and culture of Southern Rush.
Solid, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So talking about art again. So when did you start tabbing? When did you start doing that?
I picked up my first real machine in '98. I've been doing tattoos for a long time. I was an artist as long as I can remember. I
Yeah.
paint and pencils and yeah, yeah, all kinds.
Yeah.
Um, Acrylics, oils, freaking whatever. You know, over the years, just experimenting. Yeah, having fun with it.
Yeah, you can definitely see that because even after that, you started going into doing it for the bikes and everything. And
Yeah, I used to paint. I used to airbrush. I used to do pinstripe in airbrush. I worked at local style painting
yeah,
when I was in high school. That was
okay.
actually my first job. Um, Worked at Native Flesh back in the day with
Mhm.
Boss Man, Brandon Raposa, and a bunch of good guys there at that time too. I really enjoyed my time there. Um, but I prefer to work at home. A
Yeah.
licensed artist is not supposed to work outside of a shop. Um, I'd rather not be in a shop.
Mhm.
Yeah. I like working at home. I smoke my herb,
Yeah.
you know. Um,
And it's the most
Comfortable,
comfortable. Yeah,
comfortable. Yeah. So
exactly.
I used to do appointments at the shop, and now we just hang out.
Yeah.
You know, guys come over and hang out and get some ink.
That's how. No, I love that. Yeah. You did a bunch of all the homies too. Everybody gets something from you, so I gotta come to you soon.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Yeah, honestly, there's so much I had because you guys had such a huge legacy and huge story that I have so much questions that I just with you sitting here, it's hard for me to think about them. But yeah, I really appreciate you jumping on the episode. And is there one last thing you would like to tell the audience?
um,
You can do inspirational. You can do even just actually. That's what I would like you to
got
say.
you.
Every single time we talk stories or anything, you tell me go make the day, and that's what we gotta end the
Make a
episode with.
beautiful day. Yeah, make a beautiful day. I feel like it's uh, an empowering statement to say, "Have a beautiful day." Sometimes a beautiful day is not there to be had.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I feel like make a beautiful day is an empowering statement.
it truly
It
is though.
means that no matter what is happening now, you have the power to make it beautiful. Yeah. And I think it's a good reminder
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah. Um but yeah, if I can leave you guys with anything, um would be try and no can. No try, no can. No can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
heard it here. That's the one man, that you gotta go and take it to the drawing board and know that sentence from back to front. But yeah,
Yeah.
this is kicking it with Killa with the legend himself, Dyno from Southern Rush. But thank you so much for being
But
on.